Hello, like I do every year, I'm gonna try and save you some money. Can't promise anything, but I'm gonna give you some ideas. I've got 10 tech deals for you, taking advantage of the latest spring sale on Amazon, including some brilliant discounts from my favorite accessories to a MacBook, some massive screens, and even some pretty decent smartphone deals as well. I'm Alex and I do down-to-earth tech videos. First up is the ESR CryoBoost 3-in-1 magnetic charging station. It charges your iPhone, your Apple Watch, your AirPods, all at once while keeping your desk completely clutter-free. It features ultra-fast 25-watt charging and ESR's very own technology CryoBoost. Now for taking my workflow out and about or traveling, which I've been doing quite a bit recently, I use the ESR CryoBoost foldable 3-in-1 charging station. And you might ask, what is CryoBoost? Well, it's an active cooling fan which reduces heat and gets your iPhone 17 Pro to 60% in just 30 minutes. This thing is in my suitcase and I have another one by my bedside. It packs the very same, very fast 25-watt charging and the cooling as well here at the back, but folds down to a ridiculously very slim 15.8mm. With this fully adjustable stand, great for watching content or just using it as your bedside, and an MFW certified fast watch charger, it's the perfect travel companion. Both currently up to 25% off right now. Both links in the description and in the pinned comment, or you can scan the QR code here if you're watching from a TV. Now, if you use a lot of video for either working from home or just streaming your content, no setup is complete really without a very good webcam. I personally really value good quality video because obviously for content creation is great, but I've got another business in consultancy, and being present, sounding good when I'm presenting stuff or just being in a meeting is really important to me. And as if by magic, this here is the OBSBOT Tiny 3. If you know the channel, you know that I reviewed the Tiny 2 and all the previous models before that. Absolutely love the brand, and this thing is incredibly small, literally about the same size as your AirPods as you can see here, but an absolute titan in performance. It delivers stunning 4K footage right out of the box. They have a premium imaging system here which handles lighting brilliantly, even in low light environments, giving you very crisp, clear video, so you can pretty much skip the expense of buying extra lights or expensive studio lights for your setup. Mostly I'm recording in this mode, which is spatial audio mode. What this does is independently record the left and audio channels and creates this sense of space. You can also record in pure audio mode, which doesn't do any enhancements at all, but it still records left and right independently. And a mode that is going to be useful for people in a meeting, for example, with more than 2-3 people in a room, is this smart omni mode. And if you're in a really busy environment, a very noisy environment, then you might want to use the directional mode, which only focuses the sound coming directly at the front of the camera. And if you're in a podcast or interview setup, you also have the dual directional mode, which records precisely from the front and rear of the camera, ignoring any audio coming from the sides. This is perfect for like a face-to-face interview. This camera also features the industry-leading AI tracking 2.0. So whether I'm presenting to the room or using desk mode to show off a product perfectly from overhead, or just my thinking on an iPad or whatever, the camera very easily tracks all the objects as I move them around the frame. You can set it to track anything. And for a genuine smooth workflow, the compatibility here is brilliant. It works seamlessly with the Elgato Stream Deck. I haven't tried that myself, but Switch 2 mode, OBS, I have used that with OBS before, Twitch and Zoom meetings, Microsoft Teams, I use that pretty much on a daily basis. I personally love the Tiny 3, not just because it has amazing premium features, but it's also a great deal right now. The latest one has an exclusive 5% discount. Don't miss out the rest of the lineup as well. Right now they're running a 20% discount on both the Tiny 2 Lite and the Mi 2, and I'll leave links to my review of those so you can check out how they perform. As I said, it's the perfect time to level up your video quality without spending a fortune, and I've put the links to all of these deals down below for you. Now, there are many products from Apple that are considered good deals, and myself, as a primarily an Android user these days, it's kind of hard for me to recommend Apple, but I have stumbled across an Amazon Spring Sale deal that is just too good to miss. You can't ignore it, and it's the perfect companion to any desktop workstation. This is the M4 MacBook Air. I know the Neo is out there and the M5 chip is being bandied about in other laptops, but as you can see from my previous reviews, the M4 MacBook Air is still an absolute stunning laptop for the price. And you don't have to get like the 24 gig or whatever. The base model is very, very capable. When I have to step away from the studio here and go to a cafe or travel somewhere, this is the laptop I take with me now. The battery life is practically endless. I'm not even kidding. It's got such a good battery on this. It's incredible. The screen is gorgeous and it handles a lot, right? Including my photo, video editing. Of course, I can't compare that to MacBook Pro, but pretty heavy 4K 60 video editing, admin tasks, lots of tabs on Chrome or Safari or whatever without breaking a sweat. It's shockingly thin as well, of course. Totally silent because it has no fan. And right now, Amazon has slashed the price for the spring sale, not only for the base model, but for the upgraded 24 gig as well. So definitely check that out. And again, I'll leave a link to my review so you can have a look in detail of what that can do. Now, this one here is one that took me by surprise at the end of last year. It's a brand I wasn't really that familiar with, and I've been using the Buds 3 Pro last year and now the Buds 4 Pro from Samsung Galaxy. But up until very recently, I was absolutely loving these. These are the SHOCKZ OpenDots ONE, and they have also one that kind of goes around like an even more sporty version. But the reason I like this is because they don't really cover your ear canal. It kind of leaves you open to hear everything around you. So I wouldn't recommend it for driving or going on kind of motorbikes or whatever. But if you like doing running or just going to the gym, these are awesome because they really stay on. Doesn't matter how much you move, and obviously very resistant to sweat and things like that. It looks cool too. I mean, my ears are an old man now, so it doesn't really go with me, but I love them. They're not sponsoring this video either. I just genuinely love this product. Okay. Oh, I nearly forgot. They weigh 6.5 grams per bud. So you pretty much, like, you forget you're wearing them. They're very light. You may not know this, but I love reviewing audio gear. I just, it doesn't do a good job here on my channel. But a couple of years ago, I reviewed the big one of this. This is the JBL 300, Authentics 300. And I reviewed the 500, which is the, the big brother. And I now have two of those at home and these tiny ones kind of dotted around the house. This is, I can't recommend this enough. And now they're on a deal. It's really hard to pass on this. The main thing with audio for me is that sometimes you want to take off your earphones and just fill the room with good music and good quality music, right? And this is such an underrated product. Of course, the 500 has the same functionality, almost like for like. It's just a fantastic value right now for the smaller version because it has all that, smart speaker thing, but the design looks brilliant. And the sound in a small room or even in the kitchen or whatever, this is perfect. From a smart speaker perspective, you can, as you can expect, right, you have Google, Alexa and all of those, but you have also, a physical feature here to mute it so that, you can talk knowing that Mr. Jeff Bezos is not listening to you and things like that. It's got an RJ45. If you want to stick this in an area that doesn't have good Wi-Fi, you've got that option as well. Honestly, I can't recommend this enough. It's absolutely superb. I've listened to so many other speakers and they do compete. For this price range, you won't be disappointed. And talking about stuff that doesn't disappoint, VALERION. Switching gears a little bit from audio to huge screens, but if you want to take your home cinema or gaming setup to an absolute top tier, you have to look at VALERION. It's not a brand that you hear very often, but this thing is an absolute beast. You can probably see one just off the camera there. Let me see. It is a conversation starter in any living room, but the picture quality is what makes it such a special device. It's something else. I've done a few videos on the channel about the VisionProMaster 2, which is the one I'm recommending here on the deal, but they also have the latest one, which is the VisionProMaster Max, which is even better from a black level perspective. It's got so much good tech in it. The lenses they use, incredibly high brightness, class leading EBL, so enhanced black levels, that give you that kind of OLED light contrast. It's nuts. I actually used to have an 8K TV in here, and I did a video about this, like how this replaced that 8K TV. Of course, it's not like for like, but from an experience perspective and the cost of running it, it makes a lot of sense. And if you're worried about your living room, not being dark enough or whatever, I run it in this space. You can't tell now because it's late, but during the day, I've got windows everywhere and I watch it. I mean, of course, I have an ALR screen, so that helps a little bit, but it's fantastic, that I watch it during the day, YouTube, Prime videos, Netflix or whatever, no issues. Of course, coming down to earth a little bit, it is a premium investment. The ALR screen, the tripod, when you add all those things up, it can be quite expensive, but as far as deals go, they're always on, the spring sale is one thing, but they're constantly, if you don't want to get one now, you can rest assured that for Black Friday or even before then, they'll keep tempting us to get a good deal on those. To wrap up this spring sale list, this wouldn't be my video, an Alex Gear Tech video, without some great smartphones. One of them is for my global viewers, and the other one is for a non-US device. It's one of those devices that is very hard to, of course you can buy and use it in the US, but I would say they're more popular outside of the US. For my North American viewers, the latest Google Pixel 10 Pro has a massive discount right now that, again, is hard to ignore. If you want top tier AI features, pure Android, right, and one of the best point and shoot cameras on the market, this is it. Of course, I have my preferences. I kind of prefer the Samsung stuff, and I know a lot of people in America would prefer the iPhone. You can't go wrong with Pixels, really. I've used the Pixels since the Pixel 6 Pro, so quite late to the party. And I haven't actually got the fold one yet, but yeah, it's awesome value. Talking of which, for my international non-US viewers, the POCO X8 Pro Max is an absolute steal right now. I used the POCO F8 Ultra, kind of November, December last year. Honestly, fun. That one had the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, it had a Bose speaker in it. Again, fantastic value, really good camera, and the X8 Pro Max takes that good value to the next level. POCO is becoming something of a legend in the industry for delivering very good value for money, flagship level performance, and a gorgeous, that massive display without that flagship price. And a bonus item here to truly round, I thought 9 deals, or let's have one more, right? So here's the 10th one. If you want an absolute powerhouse of a display for both editing photos or watching content or gaming, you have to check out the LG Ultragear 27-inch OLED monitor. I'm still using the bigger 32-inch version here, which is a dual, so I've got 240 Hz and 48 Hz. Again, did a full video on this. I still use that daily. It's simply stunning. It's a 1440p OLED panel, which means you get those perfect, inky blacks and incredibly vibrant colors. If you like to game after a long day of work or whatever, it has a blistering 240 Hz refresh rate and a 0.03 millisecond response time. Okay, not the best out there, but it makes everything super smooth for a lot of different games. Plus the anti-glare matte finish. I know this one can be a bit of a controversial preference thing, but for me, it is brilliant because, it keeps those glares away, especially in a space like mine. If your room has more controlled lighting, perhaps, get the glossy version, or it kind of, depends on your preference. But if you want to grab something top tier for a good price, it is hitting a very, cracking price right now for spring sale. So definitely check it out. Are we done? Yes? All right. See you in the next one. Cheers.